Yes.
Yeah, sure. So, good morning. So, yesterday we stopped at economies of customer retention. When we are in the process of retaining, when we wish to retain our customers, what efforts or what is the philosophy behind this retention? Why should we retain our customers, or why should we focus on retention? Very first and the most important reason is that retention is comparatively easier to manage, cheaper also we can say compared to acquisition. Because as the statistics reveal, it is sometimes according to some experts, it is 5 times, 6 times, 7 times like that. More customer acquisition is 5, 6, 7 times more than retaining your customer. The customers are already doing business with you. They know little bit of you as a service provider. So it is always better to retain them, to make some offers lucrative to them, and to take the advantage of the situation rather than finding somebody who is not on board with us. It is a costly affair. We need to put in lots of efforts to motivate him. Already the competition is there. As a customer, they have got lots of options. They have got lots of vendors to choose from, lots of companies to opt the products for, and turning them towards you really is a difficult task. That is why retention is, if practiced appropriately, will give us more money out of customers' wallet than acquiring somebody who is not doing business with us. So this is the philosophy of retention. So now we are starting with strategies. So when we have decided, when the company decides, when an organization decides that it has to go for retention, rigorous customer retention activities, now companies find that acquiring is a costlier business and acquisition will go on. It's not that we don't acquire customers, but then retention will give you good amount of returns, because as I said, business is already there. Now you have to find out ways. The same example which we discussed yesterday, if a person is having his salary account in a bank, it becomes easy for the bank officials to upsell and cross sell. I can sell him vehicle insurance policy, I can sell him life insurance policy, mutual fund SIP can be done. I can also sell him demat account. I can also try to tell that person to open an FD with me. So upselling and cross-selling, just because the person is having salary account with me, it becomes easier. So what are these strategies of retaining the customers? We will not discuss these strategies in detail since we have other things also to cover, but I'll just brief you about these strategies. Meeting and exceeding expectations. Now, meeting and exceeding expectations does not always mean that you should. The customers are expecting something which is out of this world, and you are trying to fulfill that thing. Maybe simple expectations or simple things which matter for the customers, and if you try to fulfill, that also matters a lot. So you need to find out through your CRM activities what are my customers' expectations as a service provider, what they are expecting. Suppose I have this, I'm an ISP, internet service provider. Now ISPs are in huge demand from essential services. Now we have they have already been classified as. Everybody is working from home, right from children to the corporate officials. So their requirement is uninterrupted supply, very basic expectation. Now, along with this uninterrupted supply, I should also try to understand what other expectations could be. Now, this happened in case, in case of me. Now, we had one service provider. Uh, I don't know what was the setting, but whenever the electricity used to get cut off, I had to restart my what do we call that router. Now I don't know for what reason I had to do that, but that was the practice, and I was not knowing only that whenever the power supply used to get cut, my internet these the internet services were still on, because I was not knowing this funda of restarting my router. So for many a days I was thinking that they don't have power backup for their services, internet services. That is why whenever it used to get cut off for a minute or so, internet used to be not there for that period of time. Yeah, after talking to that person, I came to know that this restarting thing, rebooting thing, I was supposed to do. And there were other issues as well. The cable used to get cut for some unknown reasons. Now, these are very basic expectations from an ISP, that internet supply should be uninterrupted. Now, without any major reason, which cannot happen every other day, there has to be continuous supply. That was the basic requirement. Even after complaining for many a days, nothing happened, and finally I changed. So that is what we are trying to explain here, is that when we are in the process of retailing, so such small expectations which customers have, we should understand and we should try to meet and exceed those expectations. Then find ways to add value. Now we are service providers, all right. But then how can we add value to what services we are providing? So there are these three options available. Maybe there are some loyalty schemes, customer clubs are there, and very common sales promotions. Now these are the ways you can add value to what you are offering. Loyalty schemes, for example, frequent flyer programs are there, or maybe some doctors also, they have this loyalty schemes with them. Uh, Now the first consultation fees, they don't do anything with it. Whatever they are charging, they charge. But then if the customer comes for follow up, maybe he gets some discount, since you are again seeing that doctor. Or maybe if it goes for a longer period of time, then there would be some considerations given to you. So these things are nothing but the loyalty schemes. How they these schemes, they try to improve, or they try to focus on how can this loyalty be built between you and your customers. Even loyalty cards are there. If you go to pantaloons, or if you go to Shoppers store, they have this loyalty cards. जैसे Shoppers का there's inner circle करके loyalty card होता है. So whenever whatever purchases you do, you through that loyalty card, inner circle का card पे, you can make the payment and you get those reward points for your spends. You can redeem those reward points later on, after the accumulation of, let's say, 500 or 1000, like that. You can redeem and you get you get good deals out of that redemption. So this is basically to increase the business with your customers frequently. These efforts are there. So in this way, you are trying to add value. Then there are customer clubs. Jesse, I have heard this Royal Enfield, they have the customers have their clubs. Maybe they come together and they have these adventurous things to be done together, something like that. So customer clubs, the companies are forming for their customers, and it's a good way to add value to what you are offering. And then sales promotions, like buy one get one, or maybe others, like if you refer it to somebody, you will earn something. Just like we discussed in case of MLM, multi-level marketing. So these are various sales promotion techniques. Another strategy to retain your customers is bonding. Bonding, that is creating a kind of relationship. So that could be by way of creating social bonds or structural bonds. Social bonds, usually we observe that globally speaking, it is these Japanese companies are more comfortable doing their business with another Japanese companies. So community-based businesses is a very good example of these social bonds. And build commitments. You can build commitment when you are retaining your customers. Building commitment meaning whatever committing you are committing to your customers, you try to be adhered to that commitment. For example, in case of let's say these property developers or builders, or let's say architects or interior designers for that matter. Now they commit a particular deadline that by this date entire work will be completed. And if you exceed it exorbitantly, maybe by 1 month or 2 months like that, the customer is so pissed off he will never come back to you. Even if he is satisfied with what you delivered, he is not going to come back, because in such cases adhering timelines is utmost important. Now, I cannot live in with all that mess in my house for 2 months. I can still manage living with that mess for maybe 7 days, 10 days, 15 days max. But 2 months and all is simply intolerable. So this is how these strategies help us in retaining these customers. Now, what are key performance indicators of customer retention program? Customer retention KPIs measure the ability of the organization to retain customers over a long period and to generate recurring revenue from existing customers. So, what should be the outcome of this retention program? क्या होने चाहिए मेरे objectives? Ability of my organization to retain customers over a long-term period. This KPI for retention program should not be targeted for 1 year or 2 year like that. It should be for a long period of time, and it should also generate recurring revenues from existing customers. I'm not talking only about generating revenue. I'm talking about generating recurring revenues. Now, recurring मतलब occurring again and again. 2 बार, 3 बार, 5 बार, 10 बार, like that. So you should be in a position to generate on a regular basis revenues from your existing customers. So that should be our objective or KPI of this retention program. Very important factor, customer lifetime value, CLTV or उसको CTV, customer lifetime value. Now, what is this? We discussed. Again, we'll just quickly go through this customer lifetime value. It indicates the total revenue that business can expect a single customer to generate. To calculate it, you need to determine how much revenue the average customer contributes to your business, then multiply that by the average customer lifespan. So basically, this CLTV starts when the customer is on board till the time he leaves you. So this duration of customer doing business with you is called as customer lifetime value. Now there is this formula given. Um, we need to find out how much revenue that average customer contributes to your business. So it's a figure. Maybe in 5 years, a particular customer has given me X amount of revenue. But these many transactions he was having with me, and this is the contribution. And multiply that by average customer lifespan. If that lifespan is, as I said, 2 years or 3 years, so this figure will give me this customer lifetime value. It is relevant to customer loyalty. Now this CLTV, it is it has got some connection with loyalty for 2 reasons. First, it summarizes how much tangible monetary value that your customers bring to your business. Exactly, because we are calculating इतने सालों में this particular business or this particular person did so much amount of business with me. So I have that mathematical figure with me. So I have this monetary value of transactions the customer had with me. Therefore, improving loyalty should directly increase CLT. So if I have to increase this amount, I should see to it that the customer stays with me for a longer period of time. 2 साल की जगह, if I want to make it for 5 years, number of transactions will increase, and so will this figure be. Figure that is monetary value. If 2 साल रह के the customer is giving me, let's say 20,000 का business, or let's say 10,000 का business, If he stays for a longer period of time, definitely that will be more than 10,000. In this way, the CLTV and loyalty are relevant, or they are dependent, or connected with each other. Second reason is lifespan, hmm, duration. Identifying the customer's shopping frequency is key to determining whether or not they are loyal to your business or not. So when I have to calculate lifespan, I also try to figure out the frequency, how frequently he is doing business with me. So this way, CLTV and customer loyalty, they are dependent and relevant to each other. Now we have heard of product life cycle: introduction, growth, maturity, decline. 4 stages. Now we are going to see what is customer life cycle. कस्टमर तुम्हारी मेरी एक पर्टिकुलर कंपनी के साथ किस तरह से रिलेशनशिप और किस तरह से साइकिल होती है टू डील विथ और टू डू ट्रांजैक्शंस. Now it describes various stages a consumer goes through before, during, and after they complete a transaction. So basically, it is our transition right from before doing the business, during carrying out our activities, and after we complete the transaction. This is how our stages are with a particular company. If I have to simply put it, it's a point A to B journey a customer takes until they make a final purchase. Same example of yesterday, online to offline. Online, if I have to buy something, I visit, I get information, uh, I, I place my order, I receive the order. If any complaints or any discrepancy is there, I take care of that discrepancy by calling the relevant persons. They resolve my issue. I get the delivery of the products, and after making payment and all, now that ownership is transferred to me. So this journey from A to B is our life cycle, customer's life cycle. So it has got 5 stages: rich, acquire, develop or nurture, retain, retention, and advocacy. So these 5 stages are there in our life cycle, customer's life cycle. Rich. Marketing material and content needs to be in place where customer will find it. So ये है before purchase stage. So before somebody has to purchase, but as a marketer, as a company, I should see to it that the material is accessible. Material is being placed at an appropriate place. So reach is the first step in life cycle because it develops awareness right away. As in when I launch a product in the market, I cannot start publicizing after I launch. क्योंकि chances are there that the metro cities, the product can be made available immediately after launching, let's say within a week's time, or maybe within 5, 7, 10 days maximum. It can be available at all the places. But in case of rural areas, we do not guarantee. This happened in case of Appy Fizz. Now, Appy Fizz, when they launched some different variant. Now, Appy is available in apple flavor. The drink is available in apple flavor. But when they launched some, I don't remember exactly, peach flavored, or some new variant they launched. Advertisements were there. We could see through advertisement only. Now तब ये इतना social media and beverages and all, nobody promotes them on this platform, social media platform. It is only through the advertisement, and specific channels are there, जैसे kids channels are there. So through these channels, or through TV promotions, or through advertisements, basically these beverages, food and beverages have been most of the times advertised. So what I was telling you is that the new flavor which they launched, the advertisements were made, the awareness was made, everything. But then when we actually went and inquired about the new variant. It was not available in the market, and I myself, I remember I did inquiry for twice or thrice, and then I came to the conclusion that it is going to take a lot of time. So I never tried that new flavor, whether it was launched, whether it really came in the market, whether it was successful and not. I don't know because I lost simply my interest in that particular flavor. So that is why this reach phase is very important. So your material, your content needs to be in place when customer will find it, and first step in life cycle because it develops awareness right away. So after this reach phase comes acquire. E-commerce acquisition is important. Reaching the potential customers won't mean if you can't offer relevant content or messaging. Understanding your brand, the products you offer, and what type of person will buy them will help with acquisition. Contacting them directly with personalized communication improves the odds of future conversion. So acquiring is very important. Now, the example taken here is e-commerce. So e-commerce acquisition is important. Reaching the customers won't mean much if you can't offer the relevant content or messaging. So you need to understand the importance of this acquiring because it is going to affect the future conversions. So after reach, acquire, third phase is develop or nurture. Hmm. Once the first purchase is made, now this is before me. Abhi we are in that during phase of purchasing. So once the first purchase is made, your business needs to keep in contact with customer. The customer has now he has shown his interest and he has purchased. Now it is the responsibility of the service provider to be in touch with the customers. This is where you develop a relationship with the buyer, ensuring they are fully satisfied with their initial transaction. Same example of ISP if we take. Now, uh, I found out who all are there in my area who are operating, which one is better. I ask maybe my neighbors or my friends or informally I gathered this information. So that was the reach and acquire. Maybe I myself call the call center. I try to find which plan is best suited, what is the prices, how is the installation, what how it is going to take place. So all that technical and the price related things, the information I get. I fix a meeting, I pay some initial, deposit, whatever it is, and the person comes and he installs everything, and now he starts with the connection. Jessica, whatever half an hour or 1 hour's lag was there after installation, after making payment and everything. Now the service provider makes the connection active. So first purchase is being done. I'm the customer. I called and I opted for it. Now it is that ISP who needs to be in contact with the customer. And in this way, he should try to develop relationship with me or relationship with the buyer, ensuring they are fully satisfied with their initial transaction. uh, Hassle-free installation happened. The person satisfactorily could answer all my queries. Um, the services were quick. After booking, immediately I got a call and who is going to come at what time. Maybe a bit since pandemic is going on. Maybe after taking all the safety, considerations, the person arrived and he did the installation. So this is what the company is now checking by asking how this uh, experience was. As a person, I can also use this scenario to predict that what else they may like based on what they bought the first time around. Asking for feedback also helps develop the relationship. Customers like that their opinion is valued. So the company person calls me and asks me about the experience, what is there, maybe he can expect something from us. which the customers like, and that is how this nurturing or developing phase is. Fourth phase of customer life cycle is retention. If you are able to continually send relevant and meaningful messaging to the customers, the chances that they return and make another purchase are higher. So if you establish this communication, if you establish this relation by sending, some relevant and meaningful messages on a regular basis, maybe uh, chances are more that another purchases are also being made with the same service provider. अभी इस केस में मे बी रेफरल थिंग कैन टेक प्लेस बिकॉज दिस ISP थिंग इज वन टाइम. हर 2 महीने में 3 महीने में आई कैन नॉट परचेज बट डेफिनेटली आई कैन रेफर इट, आई कैन प्लेस गुड रिव्यूज अबाउट इट. So this retention begins with satisfying a consumer's needs, caring for them, and cultivating the relationship. So how this retention here uh, is practiced? Uh, Whatever the customer needs and requirements are, maybe payment related needs, or maybe some additional, sometimes it happens that the plan gets consumed in 21 or 25 days and additional 4 days are there. So, doing something, taking care of those remaining 4 days by giving something, something away or making few adjustments. These are your retention tactics. If you can take a customer's feedback and use it to improve your services, you make them feel as if they were part of the process. Performing feedback analysis is key in finding actionable insights that can lead to a stronger customer relationship. So, point is, whenever in this fourth stage we are in the process of retention, we should pay more attention to what our customers' needs and requirements are. And if you try to fulfill them, chances are there that they'll return, the customers will return and they make another purchase. So you try to develop kind of trust and relationship with your customers. Fifth stage is advocacy. Once the retention stage of life cycle is reached, we want these customers to become brand advocate for your business. Brand advocate as in who are promoting your brand for others. They are, that is referring. If they are truly satisfied, they likely won't have issues recommending your products or services to friends and family. Exactly, we are talking about referencing or referring. Spreading awareness amongst social circle is easy to do once the customer is loyal to brand. And if they continuously spread positive recommendations, their extended network is more likely to convert as well. So advocacy as in promotion, brand promotion. So before, during, and after purchasing, the customer passes through these 5 steps. Then comes recency, frequency, and monetary value analysis, जिसको RFM analysis बोलते हैं. Now, what this RFM analysis is? It's an analysis tool used to identify an organization's best customers by using certain measures based on the nature of their spending habits. So through this RFM analysis, I am basically finding it out who my best customers are. Our best customers are, how am I going to find out? By using certain measures based on nature of their spending habits. So how they are doing their business with me, how frequently they do business, uh, do they have any queries, and how those queries are resolved, what factors or what actions are being taken from my side to keep that customers with me for a longer period of time. So based on this analysis, I try to find out who those customers are who are satisfied, who are my best customers. And to find out this, the activities which I carry out is known as RFM analysis. Recency, frequency, and monetary value, RFM analysis. So it is based on, as the name suggests, it is based on 3 factors: recency, frequency, and monetary value. Now, what this recency is, how recently the customer has made purchase. So last transaction, kab hua, that I find. Frequency, how often a customer makes a purchase. कितने frequently customer is doing business with you. And as I said, this all is possible with the help of IT. You just have to take out, you just have to dig the relevant data, and you can find all these information pertaining to your customers. So it's not a big thing in today's scenario to find out such things about your customers. Monetary value, how much money a customer spends on purchases. So last कब किया था, how frequently he is doing and how much he spends on purchases. So based on these parameters, I find out who my best customers are. This analysis evaluates the clients and customers by scoring them in three categories. So basically, it evaluates the customers and your clients as well. So B2B, B2C, both scenarios में we do this RFM analysis to find out how recently the customer made purchase, how frequently he buys, and what is the size, how much amount he is spending. Then comes something called as loyalty ladder, customer loyalty ladder. That is why retention and loyalty, they go hand in hand. They are quite well connected with each other. Now, when I'm in the process of finding out the number of retained customers, I can also find out the loyalty ladder. This is the relationship marketing concept that sees customers gradually moving up through the relationship level. Abhi customers are loyal customers. They are doing my, they are doing business with me. But then how they are moving in the relationship. When we start doing business with क्या एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हैं सपोज क्या था सपोज ऑरिफ्लेम या फिर आई कैन टेक एग्जाम्पल ऑफ व्हाट इज दैट MLM giant
MBA.
yes MBA exactly I started using their products. Now Amway या Oriflame, these are the MLM participants or the companies. Once I use the product, I am quite satisfied with them or with their products. Now, this loyalty goes in the next step, maybe after my second or third purchase. So, I start maybe using more products of Amway. Earlier, I was only focusing on, let's say, the detergent or home cleaning products for that matter. Slowly, I move myself to their nutritional, nutrient products range. I opt for Nutrilite and make a Nutrilite product. Slowly and steadily, I opt. Now, after this, I move myself to the personal hygiene product categories. So, like that, I show my loyalty towards Amway. Now, how I am showing loyalty? I start using more products of the same company. So, when companies want to understand how these loyal customers are behaving or how much their loyalty is, they make use of this loyalty ladder. So it's a relationship marketing concept which sees how customers are gradually moving up through the relationship level. Yes, definitely. First, I was just using few, then I started using few more, then I started using more than what I was using in the second stage, and maybe after few years, I can see my home flooded with all Amway products only. Just the example we have. So it is ladder of customer loyalty. This ladder of customer loyalty is about the different loyalty relationships customers have with the businesses. There are 5 steps in customer ladder of customer loyalty. Each step represents one type of customer based on their loyalty to the business. So let us study those steps one by one. Now, this first step of this customer loyalty is suspect, then prospect, customers, clients, and advocate. Wait a minute. We'll go to the previous slide so that at least these steps are there in front of us. Can you see these? The image is little blurred. Let me. So suspect, prospect, customer, client, and then becomes advocate. Now advocate come meaning we have just now seen. You are like you are acting yourself as an ambassador. You tell your friends and your family members how good the products are. So you become an advocate, you become a promoter. That is the last. So what these steps are, let's see it one by one. The first step, that is the suspect. This includes anyone who reads or hears an advertisements. Maybe he can take a look into brochure or encounters some type of promotion. So basically, anyone who comes to know about the company, or maybe has been in the touch with the company, is called as suspect. Little awareness. If मुझे पता है, if somebody asks me, have you heard about Amway? Yes, I heard. I saw I saw its advertisement on so and so platform. Even in those lifestyle magazine, I read about Amway, how good their products are and stuff like that. So such category is called as the suspect category. Now after suspect comes prospect. This involves people who actually pay attention to the promotion provided by the company. So I read in depth about the companies, how they are promoting, how they are telling people to use it. They are second and possibly uh, from sales point of view, the most important customer loyalty ladder, because these prospects later become the customers. So when we show little more interest than the suspect phase, we are known as prospect, and chances are more that the prospect becomes the loyal customers later on. Now, how I can become a prospect? Suspect is just you are generally creating awareness. So through that, if your awareness is proper, if you come up with good message, if you have good content, the kind of platform which you have chosen for your product, if it is appropriate, then the suspect becomes prospect. If you are able to generate interest in the minds of the consumer through your communication, then you can become a prospect. Third comes customer. They are the actual customers, meaning these are the persons who are actually making purchase from the respective company. Now, that can either be a product or a service. So you go one step uh, ahead of you being prospect, and you actually make the purchase. So I personally call the call center number which is given. I come to know that I need to find somebody who is already Amway person who is doing business, and through them only maybe I can get the products. Now it is changed. Maybe you can visit their depot, and maybe they are just selling their products across counter. I haven't checked, but this is what it is. So you actually go ahead, you try to find ways how I can become the customer, and you become the one. So the third phase then comes client, the more developed segment than the previous one, obviously, as it represents a customer who buys for the second time. Now, जैसे हमने बताया था, I was satisfied with the product which I used, and I'm now more interested in using the another products. I'm ready to test the another products of the same company. So I become now their client. This can be achieved only when the services given by the company are as per the expectation. अभी customer से client कब बन सकता है? When you are the satisfaction level goes up. I hope it is clear. Simple steps are there. Only we have to remember the nomenclature. Suspect क्या है, prospect क्या है, customers क्या है, what are the clients, and then you become an advocate. A customer who gives unpaid advertisement for the products or services through word of mouth. Basically, we are talking about here in case of advocate. So you give away your, free feedback to your friends, maybe your relatives, family persons, how good these products are. So in this way, the customer life cycle moves on. Then comes customer defection. Very क्या बोल सकते हैं, little negativity in our retention. So what this defection is, it is the loss of users or consumers. Now you are losing your customers or consumers, or there is decrease in purchases by them. So little bit interest which these customers showed, that level is now going down. So maybe now why this is happening? Maybe you are losing your users. They have shifted to some other brand, or uh, users or the consumers basically, or they have decreased the purchases. The frequency of buying your product, if they decrease, that can also be called as defection. The customer is still with you, but he is now not doing a business the way he used to do it earlier, with the following impact on with the following impact on reducing the company's business. So three scenarios are there which actually affect the company's business, that is basically called as customer defection. Now why such things happen? Now why I'm losing customers? A very important reason is price. Maybe uh, option is there in front of me, the same product is available, the same kind of offering uh, being offered by something else, by let's say brand Y, and it is priced also little towards lesser. So customers are always price sensitive. Loyal customers are not, but then talking about uh, we are talking about loyal customers, but then these loyal customers can also get diverted because of the price, because ultimately it is money which matters the most. Now, um, this doesn't happen. Now, shaking loyalty doesn't happen in case of all the purchases, because daily basis pay, whatever we purchase on occasionally what we purchase, and maybe once or twice in our lifetime what we purchase, also the loyalty is quite dependent on that. Now, what we have to discuss here is, generally speaking, how we are using, how the companies are using. The people are price sensitive. So if I get an option where I have to pay lesser for the same quality, definitely I can get deviated. Then there are some physical factors, maybe location, or maybe we can say uh, the availability, or maybe your timings. Because of such physical factors also, you can lose your customers. uh, Suppose I have to purchase um, milk and eggs on everyday basis. The shop which I used to visit on a regular basis, it was not that far from my place. But now I can find that the person is the service, a shop has been set up just next to my building's gate. Now, who is giving me benefit of location? The one who has just now set up. The product remains the same. There is no much difference in terms of pricing also. But then once and twice I tried, and I found that it is more convenient for me, because again I don't have to go, I don't have to walk for let's say 7 minutes. Now I only have to walk for 2 minutes, like that. So these are some of the reasons. Costs, competition. Because of competitions also the customers are being lost. So these are some reasons. And there are some key reasons why customers are switching. Apart from this, there are some key reasons as well. Too little contact. अभी ये जो 5 reasons which we just now saw, उससे uh, these reasons are little deeper. That is why these are called as key reasons why customers switch. Too little contact. The company or the organization or the manufacturer is paying too little contact or too little attention, too little individual attention and too little contact to their customers. So I am not getting anything. Now this doesn't happen in case of commodities like bread and butter. We are not expecting individual attention and contact. But in case like in case of services, when we opt for, if we are not getting some kind of connectivity vibes from the service provider, we feel neglected, and once we get an opportunity we switch. जैसे कि for example, I purchased a car. Now when I was in the process of purchasing, I got maybe after every 2 days call from the company saying that जैसे कि suppose first instance में you have made a right decision by selecting so and so company, you will get so and so benefits, ये मिलेगा वो मिलेगा, maybe your loan processing will take place in another 3-4 days, what is the expected time of delivery, what is the date you want the delivery to happen to you. No, such communication company tried to establish, and they tried to build a good rapport. Once I got the delivery of the car, maybe after 1 or 2 days, I got a call saying your that registration and all is being done by that dealer, so you can come pick your RC or it will be delivered at your doorstep and all. So such information is being provided. Now after that, I find there is no contact from the company side, even after calling them or maybe writing an email to them about something, I get no response from them. So this becomes a key reason. Now, as I said, car and all, we don't purchase after every 6 months or something. But maybe after 5 years' time, if these things get accumulated, if this dissatisfaction gets accumulated, I will never refer company A to my friends, and I myself switch from A to B. So these are some key reasons customers are switching. Poor quality attention. The points are important, and they result into something very dissatisfying for company. So what are these strategies to reduce this defection? If I have to reduce this customer dissatisfaction or moving my customers from me to some other, what strategies I can have? I can have customer product. I can go for high perceived value and good customer service. High quality every time, preferable above expectation. So meaning you have to see to it that you meet your customers' expectations all the time. How to meet customer expectations? I should come to know about those expectations. And how I come to know about those expectations? This last point is this: service, customer service. So you call your customer, take their feedback, be in touch with your customers, and you can come to know about their expectations. Um, I heard about this from my friend who opted for the servicing, car servicing from a dealer. Now the dealer, अभी dealer मतलब for example अगर if I have to talk in in this language, maybe I can say that that was not a dealer, that was just a mechanic. So we have this different impression of a dealer and a mechanic. So he was not exactly a dealer and he was above mechanic. But then this person, he knew how, I now can relate that he had this kind of CRM in his mind. We are not expecting that a mechanic will have CRM and all. But then he used to call after every 6 months or after every 3 months because he maintained the record of the how the vehicles which he serviced. So he used to call after periodically just to check whether these things are functioning properly or not. And after 1 year, whenever that जो AMC होता था, whenever it was on the verge of expiry, he definitely used to give him a call, reminding that next month his AMC is going to expire. So if you want to continue, and if you book it now, maybe you will get some 200 or 300 rupees ka discount. If you do it in next month also, that is fine, but then that discount he won't be getting. So that was a kind of involvement and services that dealer was providing, and this can definitely reduce the defection, customer defection. Attention to all the details and added services. If you add value to what you are offering, if you pay attention to the details, customers get attracted to such things, and you can really reduce the defection of your customers. So this is the end of our second unit, which was about customer att- acquisition and retention. I was talking attraction, customer acquisition and retention. So we are starting with third unit. Hmm. Shall we? Okay, fine. Now it is 8:57. It's better that we'll do it from tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll begin with third unit, that is CRM mechanics. Uh, we'll try to finish it as early as possible so that you can start preparing, because I heard that your examinations are uh, mostly in the month of July, is what I have heard. So keeping that thing in mind, we'll try to wind up our syllabus as early as possible. One thing I wanted to tell you, that is apart from our study, that is apart from CRM, is have you heard if how many are there active right now for this session? I hope Karan is there, Darshan, Omkar, Umesh, Vinayak, Ajinkya. I can see you people online. So just if you can take time out, just read, listen to Gaur Gopal. As I said, this is just out of our syllabus. He is a motivational speaker, and he is a monk basically. He was into corporate, did his electrical engineering from COEP, College of Engineering, Pune, joined HP in 1993 or 94, and after uh, serving HP for 1.5 years, he joined ISKCON and he became a devotee, and now he is a full-time, a devotee, a monk, and uh, basically he is a motivational speaker. So what I liked about Gopal Das ji is that he gives a very simple examples which you and me can understand and relate very well to our day-to-day activities. So if you find time, just listen to him. He visits IIM and IITs and many such institutions. He travels across the globe for his speeches. Uh, has visited almost all the countries, and on a regular basis he visits the countries. Just listen to his talks. I am sure you'll like them. So this is all for today. We'll meet tomorrow. Any doubts you have, please let me know. We'll figure it out. All right. So have a great day and all the best. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.